You think you make logical decisions. You weigh pros and cons. You compare specs. You choose the best value, the smartest investment, the most reasonable option. But your brain knows otherwise. Deep in the core of your brain, far below the conscious thoughts you call you, sits a small, primitive structure. It has no capacity for language, no ability to read a spreadsheet, and no interest in your rational arguments. This is your limbic system. It is the seat of your feelings, your instincts, and your survival. And it is making your most important decisions before your conscious mind even knows there's a choice to be made. We live in a world that worships logic. We are taught to believe we are rational actors, carefully calculating every move. This is the foundation of economics, of marketing textbooks, of our own self-image. But there's a problem with that picture. It's wrong. In the 1980s, neuroscientist Antonio Damasio studied a patient named Elliot. Elliot had a tumor removed from the exact part of his brain that connects the limbic system to the frontal cortex. The surgery was a success. His IQ was untouched. He could recall facts, debate philosophy, and explain every possible outcome of a decision perfectly. But Elliot had one problem. He could no longer feel anything. Presented with a simple choice, like which brand of peanut butter to buy, Elliot would spend 30 minutes listing pros and cons. He would circle the aisle, unable to decide, because without emotion, no option held any value. He had all the data, but no way to choose. Damasio's conclusion was revolutionary. Emotion is not an obstacle to rational decision-making. It is the very foundation of it. We see this everywhere. Think of the famous Pepsi challenge. In blind taste tests, people consistently preferred the taste of Pepsi over Coke. It was a rational, sensory win. And yet, Coca-Cola continued to dominate the market. Why? Because when people saw the red can, when they felt the branding, their limbic system lit up. They weren't buying a sugary drink. They were buying a feeling of nostalgia, of Americana, of happiness. The taste test was logic. The purchase was emotion. The decision was made in an instant, in the limbic system. The conscious mind then simply created a logical reason after the fact. I just like the taste of Coke better. To understand why, we have to look at the architecture of your brain. Often called the triune brain, it evolved in layers. At the core is your lizard brain, the brainstem. It controls breathing, heartbeat, survival. Above it sits the limbic system, the mammalian brain. This is where your emotions, memories, and social connections live. And wrapped around it all is the neocortex, the thinking cap. This is language, logic, abstract thought. Here's the secret they don't want you to know. Every single piece of sensory information, every sight, sound, and smell hits your limbic system first. It takes a fraction of a second faster to get to your neocortex. You feel before you think. Always. So when you see a car commercial, it doesn't show you a spreadsheet on safety ratings or fuel economy. It shows you freedom. It shows you success. It shows you a life you want. Your limbic system feels that desire instantly. You want that car. Only later does your neocortex step in to justify the feeling. It has great safety ratings. It gets good gas mileage. It's a smart investment. The logic is the justification, not the cause. The emotion is the engine. The logic is just the steering wheel, there to make you feel like you're in control. The greatest marketers in the world don't sell products. They sell feelings. They speak directly to your limbic system in a language it understands, the language of identity, belonging, and status. Nike doesn't sell shoes. They sell the feeling of pushing past your limits, of hearing, just do it in your head when you want to quit. Apple doesn't sell computers. They sell creativity, rebellion, and thinking different. The product is just the physical embodiment of that feeling. You can buy a toolbox for $30 that will last a lifetime. It will hold your tools perfectly. It is a logical choice. But you don't feel proud to pull it out of your closet. You don't feel a sense of belonging to a tribe of toolbox owners. This isn't a conspiracy. It's not evil. It's just neuroscience. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Psychologist Robert Cialdini spent decades studying why people say yes. He found that our decisions are governed by deep-seated automatic triggers, mental shortcuts our limbic system uses to navigate a complex world. Scarcity. Only 3 left in stock. Your limbic system interprets scarcity as value and triggers a fear of missing out. Logic doesn't have time to argue. Social proof. Over 1 million people have bought this. Your limbic system sees safety in numbers. If everyone else is doing it, it must be safe. These aren't rational arguments. They are direct hotlines to your emotional core. So, are we all just puppets? Slaves to a primitive chunk of gray matter, destined to be manipulated by clever marketing? Not exactly. Awareness is the first step to freedom. By understanding the limbic system secret, you can start to see the difference between a genuine emotional need and a manufactured one. Neuroscience shows that the initial emotional buy signal peaks and then begins to subside after about 90 seconds. If you can pause, even for 6 seconds, you give your neocortex a fighting chance to catch up. Ask yourself, am I buying this thing? Or am I buying the feeling I think it will give me? Will this really make me feel free, successful, or loved? Or is that a story my brain just told itself? The magic isn't in the object. It's in the story your limbic system tells you about it. Marketers are master storytellers, but you can learn to be a critical listener. Logic isn't useless. It's essential. It's just not in the driver's seat. Its true power is as a gatekeeper, a wise advisor that can look at the emotional impulse and say, I understand why you want that, but is it right for us? You're not a robot. You're a human being, driven by a beautiful, complex, and ancient emotional core. That is not a weakness. It is what allows you to love, to connect, to create, and to find meaning in a meaningless universe. The secret isn't to silence your emotions. The secret is to listen to them, understand them, and then decide if the logic you build around them is serving you, or just justifying a feeling you didn't stop to question. If this video rewired something in your brain, hit that subscribe button. We release new documentaries every week that will change the way you see yourself and the world. Thanks for watching.